So now we have the handlebars in place. Next step, the rear rack. This is the part I get the most questions about, because it's a universal rear rack. It needs a little bending to make it fit on the bike just perfectly. So if you put it on like this and try to see where it lines up with the mounts here, you'll see the rack here is a little bit more narrow than where it mounts to the bike. So to fix that, we need a little bit of good old-fashioned brute strength. Just bend it slightly, just like that, and put it back on the bike and line it up, and you'll see where it mounts, these two little holes right in front of the brake caliper is where you mount these mounting points to, right here. So that was a little narrow. I'm going to bend it a little more, just kind of do that action, work it in smoothly. Don't go crazy with it because you might break a weld, but just kind of smoothly open it up. I'm enjoying that a bit too much. And there we go, we're about good right there. So, now, to put it on the bike, we need to take, you see that little bolt right there? And it attaches right there. We need to take off the metal piece on both sides here. So we'll take those bolts out, these will come off, and then as well, you'll see these metal arms here. We have to loosen up that bolt right here, and then these arms will come loose, and you just pull them out. And so I need to take off of this, these two metal things, and this thing. So we're taking off the shiny stuff. To take off the shiny stuff, we need your number 10 wrench and your second to largest Allen key. So you take your wrench, hold that, and then turn the Allen key here, and this bolt will come out and those will slide right off. For up here, don't take that bolt all the way out. Just loosen it and you'll see these come loose and just slide it out. So now we got that bolt out from right here, and we have our mounting bracket that comes off. Put all of this aside for now. We will come back to it later. Don't lose this stuff. Keep all your bolts and everything in one place. And a good tip is to screw them back together so the nut doesn't go missing from that. Alright, now we need to remove these metal bars here. So we'll loosen that guy right there just a little bit. Now, after just about a turn or two on that, that is basically clamping this metal bar in. Now we can pull this metal bar out. Now this plastic cap will come off, so hold on to it while you're pulling it out. Now you have that. We need that. Do the same thing to the other one. Now, take your silver mounting bracket, and that will mount right here to this screw on the bottom. And I'll do that on this side and on that side. And screw that in for now. And leave it a little loose right now. We'll tighten everything up at the end. Now take your two silver mounting arms that look like this, and these are going to mount to these bolts that should be in your frame right here. Bolt like that to the outside there. So take your number 10 wrench and your Allen key. Let's take that out. Now it should be mounted like this, where the bending angle is downwards, just like that. So we'll put our bolt through here, slide it through the mounting point. Now it should be on the outside of that mounting point right there. Then we're just going to finger tight the nut onto the back. And just slide that on so it stays in place, but again, should be loose. Okay, now we start putting the rear rack on. First, we attach these parts to the mounts that we just attached right here. So make sure your reflector is facing backwards. Slide it on the bike and adjust this to your desired height. Now, you have to adjust these right, especially on this one where the battery slides in right here so it doesn't get in the way of the battery. On this one, it is third hole up that you attach it to. So go to third hole, slide that in. Your pannier support faces upwards. And just loosely put your bolt on the back. This is the Kona, that's the same as the Malibu. So this is adjusted so that there's 2 below and 2 over. So I've adjusted all of these rear racks just about as well as I can to get them nice and level and on there nice and tight. But each bike has, the way you mount this bottom bracket is a little different. So this one, there's 3 holes under the bolt. And I'll go around and show you every single bike so you know exactly how to adjust the one you got. So we have the Baja, you'll see, 3 holes under. Summit 48, 4 holes under. The Trailmaker, 2 holes under. Trail Climber, 2 holes under. The Excursion, 3 holes, and you'll see the Excursion is really leaned back so that it doesn't interfere with the battery there. This is a Rubicon, 4 holes under. Sedona, same bike, 4 holes under. And then this is the Kona, right in the middle, 2 holes under, and the Hanalei, also 2 holes under. Now we got the rear rack adjusted on there. Now everything's bolted in just loosely just to keep it in place. So the next thing we do is we take these adjuster arms here and we have to slide them into where they mount right here. Now you'll see the holes they slide through, those just kind of float around. So we want to get both of them in there at the same time, which takes a little moving it around to get it in there. Okay, now they're loosely slid on there. Okay, now we can tighten these bolts up here, and that'll sort of clamp these holding arms into place so the rack won't move around anymore. But you need to remember, on this bike, the battery slides in right here behind the seat post. So you need to make sure that you don't push the rear rack up too much that it starts getting in the way of the battery sliding in. So when you have this on the ground, before you tighten this, put the battery in and slide it in and out to make sure that you're not interfering with getting this in and off the bike. Once we know the battery's not going to interfere, we'll tighten down these bolts here. And that will clamp these support arms into place. You also might want to tighten the bolts up here so it doesn't slide around as much. Okay, now we're in. All we do is go back around and tighten up the rest of these bolts on either side, including right here, and then we're done. Rear rack is on and they're tight. One thing, make sure your pannier supports right here are facing upwards. All right, rear rack on.